Okay, grand evening, everybody. Hello, good day, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. I'm your host, Lakeisha McKnight, your leadership specialist and wealth mentor. I'm excited to be here before you on tonight, this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. And so, welcome aboard, everyone. I know you're going to be gradually coming in, especially those of you on Facebook. You're going to be gradually coming in. And so I'm just going to take my time just a little bit. For those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for your patience as we're awaiting people to join in via the live stream version. And so as you all are coming in on board, I am going to slowly begin a watch party as well. Good evening, Donna. I see Rob, of course, swinging through. And so, again, welcome everybody to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. And so we're going to get things going slowly but surely here. I'm going to start a watch party in a very special group on Facebook that I normally do a watch party in. And so let me go ahead and find the group and also provide a title for this particular stream. All of you may see the title. It should be right above the video there for those of you who are watching. So let me go ahead and start the watch party, and then I'm also going to check to make sure that the audio is doing very well.
Very special group on
so
Facebook.
It sounds like it's pretty good as far as the audio. So let's greet the ladies there. Good evening, ladies. So welcome aboard, everyone. Again, welcome, welcome. This is the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. And so we have a very special episode, a new episode that we're going to be sharing some information on. Many of you know that we started a series a couple of days back, a couple of weeks now, on really helping those of you who are home-based business owners to really grow your businesses and also help you to strengthen your leadership. And so that is what our focus has been. And we're going to continue strong with this particular series and this topic. And so a very specific topic that I am going to focus in on is, drum roll, some of you may see the topic already, but I am going to let you know what it is. It's 3 tips. I'm going to share with you 3 tips today on really how to help you to say no when necessary. You see, some of us struggle with saying no in the past. Some of you may have struggled in the past. Some of you may be struggling with that now. This whole concept of saying or telling someone no, right? Especially when you have that heart of really trying to help other people and you feel sometimes that you have to say yes to everything. I don't know how many of you struggle with that in the past or maybe going through that right now, but I felt it's necessary to go over this particular topic. And so I am going to delve into and share with you 3 tips tonight that's really going to help you to understand how to go about saying no when necessary, because you don't have to say yes to everything. Okay, you don't have to say yes to everything. So number 1, here's one important tip I want to share with you is you really want to know and stick with your priorities. Know and stick with your priorities. You see, what is most important to you that you need to be sticking with right now? And the way that you can help yourself discover this is to look at what your goals are. Like what are 3 short-term goals? And then also what is the ultimate goal that you're looking to reach and actually achieve? Okay, so if something comes up in your day-to-day activities, someone wants you to get something done, they want you to go to this meeting, they want you to run this errand, right? Ask yourself this question: is that a priority for you? You can't allow other people's priorities and crises to become your crises and your priorities. Okay, so you want to first know what your priorities are, and then you need to have that gusto, right? That boldness, that courage to stick with them. Okay, to stick with them. So for example, my priority is, right, making sure that I share every day. I spend some time sharing about this amazing money system. No matter how large amount of success that I achieve, it doesn't matter how much passive income that I'm generating, doesn't matter how many DTPs I might have gotten in one day, I am still going to share about this amazing money system. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the level of successes that God brings me to in this money system, right? It doesn't matter. My priority, one of my major priorities, is making sure that I share this amazing money system, wealth building system, This is my goal now, okay? With at least 20 to 30 people per day. That's my priority. Now, if something comes up that prevents me from sharing it with 20 to 30 people per day, that's a problem for me. That is a problem for me. And I have to actually reevaluate what my priorities are. If something comes my way and someone says, hey, Keisha, can you go do this for me? Or can you go run this errand for me? And if I know it's going to take up majority of my time, or it's going to be a conflict with when I'm supposed to be getting a certain thing done, I have to reevaluate that. And ask myself, if I'm just easily giving in to other people's demands and requests, is that really a priority for me? Okay, is it really a priority for me? So again, it's important for you to know and stick with your priorities. And everybody's priorities are different. Okay, another one of my priorities, right, is making sure I spend time in the Word of God every single day. Now, do I have a specific time frame? 10 minutes, 15 minutes? No. But I spend time in the Word of God every single day. That is a priority for me. Okay, a priority for me. So again, look at that for yourself. Okay, very important. Very important, because here's what will happen if you don't learn how to say no, especially when it comes to your priorities. You won't get your main task accomplished. You will feel unproductive, right? And then you can experience burnout or experience a certain level of resentment towards those people who brought up different demands and requests. And so you don't want that to damage your relationships with other people. You don't want it to feel as though, you're allowing people to take over your life because you're catering to whatever their demands or requests are. So you need proper balance, and you need to make sure that your priorities remain your priorities, okay? So that's tip number 1. Now, tip number 2 is you want to try to avoid trying to please and be liked by everyone. Let me give you this really, really important tip. I'm just being real, keeping it 100. You're not going to be liked by everybody. Okay? Everybody is not going to like you. I know you heard it from me. I know you. Some people may say, "Well, I just want to make sure everybody's happy, such as happy. I didn't want her to be disappointed. I didn't want him to be." No. Everybody is not going to like you, and you see, I've come to accept that not everybody's going to like me. It's okay, but here's what's going to happen. I'm still going to love you, regardless of whether you like me or not, or a person likes you or not. Love them. Okay, that's how the world or people are going to know that you are, for example, a believer or a follower in Christ, right? Is if you love other people despite whether they love you or like you. You must still love. Now, that's just my values and my beliefs. You might believe a little bit differently, but I'll tell you this, I'm still going to love you regardless, even if I have to love you from a distance. I'm still going to love you. Right? I'm still going to love you, but you have to avoid trying to be a people pleaser. I can't please everyone. I can't say yes to everything. So again, keep that in mind. And here's tip number 3. Tip number 3 is be careful of making decisions when you're in a high emotional state. So in other words, don't make an emotional decision. Do not make an emotional decision. Some people say, well, isn't that what we normally do? Yeah, but does that make it right? Does it make it right that you make decisions based on emotions? Or should you look at the entire picture when it comes to making a decision? Okay? For example, if it's a decision that impacts my household, I'm going to make sure I consult with my husband and we have dialogue. We sit down and we think it through because it impacts our household. Or for example, if it's business or team related, I'm going to make sure I go to the team and we have a conversation about what things we should do and what things we ought not do. Okay, and so again, I take in consideration other people's opinions and their thoughts if it's a team effort. So I want to make sure I'm making the best decision possible. So if someone has irritated me, or if someone has made me angry, which is really hard to do, I don't really easily get angry, but it can get to a point where something does get on my last nerve. There's very few things that does that, but it will happen. Okay? And so what I make sure is I make sure I'm grounded. I realize where I am, okay? What's before me that I have to take care of, and I just breathe. I step away from situations and then I come back. Okay? I step away and I come back so that I can make sure I'm in the right frame of mind before making a decision. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that you check your emotions. You remember that old school song, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You really do need to check yourself. You need to check your emotions, make sure you're not making decisions, brash decisions, just off the cuff. Some people say, well, I got to pray about it. Yes, also do that. But here's what you also need to keep in mind. You can't use I need to pray about it as a crutch for certain things. You do have to make a decision because that's who we are. We're entrepreneurs. We need to make decisions, and sometimes we need to make quick decisions. So you have to keep this all in mind as you're going about and as you are building your business. Again, you need to realize those times where, you have to say no. And we went over those 3 tips today. 3, right? To help you learn how to say no when necessary. So let's recap. Here's a first tip we discussed. We said no and stick with your priorities. It's going to help you to know how to go about saying no when necessary. Number 2, try to avoid pleasing everyone and trying to be liked by everyone because it's just not going to work. Okay? For those of you wealth builders out there, let me just say this. People are not going to like you or love you because they're going to feel like, oh, here she come with this money system thing. Oh, here she come talking about this gold stuff. Oh, here she come. Hey, look. And I have to be honest. Look, if somebody doesn't like the fact that you're sharing this information on your timeline or you're promoting what it is that you have, feel free. Let them know. Feel free. Unfriend you. Unfriend you. Unsubscribe. Do what it is that you need to do. Hey, I love you. But sometimes you got to understand, when it comes to relationships, some relationships are seasonal, right? And then some are established for a lifetime. And you will easily find, I know, I found out for myself, you will discover, whether certain relationships are seasonal or whether they're going to be, relationships that are going to last for a long time. Okay, a long time. And so I just wanted to share this with you tonight. And also the last one we talked about was being careful of making an emotional decision. Okay, because you can just be so angry, you like, man, I'm going out. And then next thing you know, you done spent money that you really didn't need to spend. That's just an example. So be careful of making decisions in a high emotional state. You don't want to do that because then you're going to regret certain decisions that you've made. Okay, we've all done it. We've all been guilty. Everybody who's been guilty say I can't hear you because this is a video, but I've done it in the past, right? And so you really have to make sure that you're grounded and that your emotions is not on 10, okay? That you make sure that you kind of bring yourself down, de-escalate, and then be able to make the best choice possible, okay? So hopefully this has helped you all tonight. I know as I continue to go over even these things, it reminds me and it helps me to know, hey, I can't please everyone. And I know my husband knows that was one of my challenge areas where I just wanted to serve. But there has to be a certain balance between saying yes to everything and serving because you really have to care for yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And by you saying yes to everything, you're not going to easily care for yourself and make sure you're good. Okay. So again, I just want to say thank you for everybody tuning into the Leadership TKO Live night show. It's been an honor. It really, really has. It has. It truly has. It really did. And I appreciate your time because you could have been doing so many other things, watching other videos, but you've taken the moment to be here with me. So here's what I encourage you to do. Number 1, if you haven't done so already, love this stream. Like, love it. If you found the information that I shared today very valuable, love the stream. I appreciate you and I thank you for doing that. Number 2, feel free to share your comments below this video. Like, what is it that you enjoyed best about the information that I've shared? And then number 3, lastly, share this out with everybody you know. Help them have a breakthrough so they can learn how to boldly say no with confidence without feeling like they're doing someone wrong, okay, for lack of words. So again, share this out with those who are a part of your business team, just a part of your networks. Be a blessing to them. All right? And so again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And here's my last note. Many of you already know, being connected to a money system, we have something special that we cover on Wednesdays. And that is the Freedom Call with my senior mentor, Mr. Ty Best, right? And he's going to be sharing with you some valuable tips for those of you, let me tell you, for those of you who have a desire to make $100,000 within the next few months. I'm talking about 12 months to 24 months. You want to be a six-figure earner, right? You want to make sure you stay tuned for the watch party for those of you in the group on Facebook. And then for those of you on, of course, on my timeline, stay tuned for that because I'll be doing a watch party there as well. Don't miss it because you want to make sure you're plugged in. Stay plugged in, okay? And listen, if you're not plugged into the money system and you're trying to figure out what I'm talking about, you have no clue, get back with the person that shared this stream with you. Ask them about the money system. Absolutely free to plug into. It will change your life. And guess what? It's free. Get on it. Get on it. I'm telling you. So again, ask them for the information. I'm sure they'll share it with you. But we'll be back tomorrow night with the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. So until then, I want to encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good day, everyone. Good night, and God bless. Bye-bye.